Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now if there's any one piece of gear that you see me probably wearing the most on my channel, it's hoodies. Most specifically, Helikon Tex Hoodies. Here you can see this is the Rogue hoodie. I wear this constantly. I get a ton of comments on this. I love this hoodie. But many others, not just from Helikon Tex, but just brands across the board. And so what we're gonna do today, we're gonna talk about a couple of hoodies from Helikon Tex. This one here, this is the Urban Tactical Hoodie Light with a kangaroo pouch. And this one here, which is the Covert Tactical Hoodie Full Zip. Both of which are absolutely awesome. I've been wearing these now at length. I greatly enjoy these, and they're a perfect addition to my hoodie lineup. So what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna show you these in detail, talk about my experience with them so far, go through all of the features. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Helikon Tex who did provide these for review. And so again, if you look at my prior videos, you can get all of the details on these other great products. So not just what I'm showing you today, but I do strongly recommend any of Helikon Tex products. Their hoodies are fantastic. I greatly enjoy them. So again, you have your Rogue hoodie, this one here, the Range hoodie, and your Cumulus Fleece hoodie. Again, all of these covered on my channel in detail. I love these. But at this point, it's about today's products. Let's turn the camera around and get into the details. And so here again, as we get into the details on the Covert Tactical Hoodie, this is a full zip design. This is made of polyester, 100% polyester, and this is in the color Melange Light Tan, which is really nice. I like this quite a bit. It's in between a tan, in between a brown, in between a gray. It has that heathered look, very nicely done. So before we go too far, why is it with Helikon Tex products, A, I recommend them, and B, I've come to like them so much? Well, there are a few different reasons. First and foremost, the fit, the cut, the way they feel, always comfortable. That's the first thing. I love the way Helikon Tex products just fit my body. Now, I'm gonna go into this by saying I am 6'1" at the time of this video, about 175 pounds. I do, for the tops, currently have a US size large, which is the equivalent of the European extra large. So you need to be careful when you buy Helikon Tex products to make sure you're paying attention to the sizing. Again, you have European and US sizing. This is a US size large. Could I have got away with a medium? Well, that's an interesting question. I feel like the body could have easily been a medium, but I always get nervous on the length of the arms, so I usually do go with a large just to make sure I have an appropriate cuff length. Now the features, that's the second thing. Helikon Tex products always feature rich, and even though at an initial glimpse, this just looks like a simple shirt, nothing much to it, simple sweatshirt, simple hoodie, there are some things in here that I greatly enjoy. And the main thing for me being body temperature regulation. Regulating my temperature, helping me regulate my moisture, and that's the case with almost all Helikon Tex outerwear. It does a great job managing your body temperature and your body moisture. And then finally, the quality. I've heard a lot of people complain about Helikon Tex saying, oh, they're not high quality. I firmly disagree. And if somebody got, maybe one bad unit out of the bunch, maybe that's the case. But I wear my stuff, and I wear it hard, and I wear it for a long time. Everything I have that's Helikon Tex, I still wear, and it's all extremely durable. So I disagree with anybody that says this stuff is cheap. That is not the case, and very affordable for what you get. So with that, let's get into this Covert Tactical Hoodie full zip. Now there are a number of different colors. This is really one of the, I would say, most like stripped down hoodies in their collection. Very simple in design, yet elegant at the same time. What I like about this is that it's kind of got some tactical features, yet at the same time, I can wear this to work and not feel like a weirdo. And in fact, I did wear this to work and everybody was like, wow, that's really nice. And it looks so comfortable, was the first thing they said. And on top of that, they're like, and you're wearing a hoodie and you look professional. That's another thing I'm talking about. I love that about this particular garment. So in terms of the features, I've already talked about body temperature management. It is a hoodie. It's going to keep you warm. It has a nice fleece lining. So as we look at the inside here, just this beautiful, soft fleece lining feels really good to the touch. Nice and comfortable. So this gives you that kind of like warm hoodie feel you're going for. Yet at the same time, you'll notice this is fully lined with mesh. Well, why is that? Because again, going back to that body temperature management, body temperature regulation, on the outside here, this is the shoulder. The shoulder has zippered pockets right on the outside of the sleeves. And when you open them up, keep in mind, nice durable YKK zippers, excellent hardware. As we get into this here, there's your mesh. And that's going to help to ventilate. And I do pretty much rock these in the open position. So that helps me ventilate. And even if I'm, staying nice and toasty on the inside, having zippered mesh high up on the sleeves really does help ventilate your body moisture, especially from your armpit areas and whatnot. That helps out quite a bit. And as we continue to run down the front, you'll see here, this is sort of towards the front pockets here. On the inside, again, beautifully fleece-lined pockets, very comfortable, keeps your hands warm, but you also have a zippered pocket all the way on the inside. And again, your YKK zippers, and then the mesh. And that mesh translating to the inside, where again, you're able to take some of your body heat, your body moisture, and just vent it off without completely opening and fully unzipping your sweatshirt, which I like. So from a body temperature and body, moisture, temperature, and just comfort regulation, this works extremely well. As you take a look at the cuffs, slightly elasticized cuff along the bottom, and then also along the sleeves, pretty straightforward. And then you end up with a drawstring on your hood. One thing, speaking of the hood, that I do greatly like about Helikon Tex, they do a great job with their hood construction. So you'll notice this 3-part panel, which really makes it a nice shape. So when you wear your hood, it actually fits your head very well. It contours to your head, and it typically leaves a decent amount of vision in your peripheral vision. You end up with a drawstring to cinch it down if you need to, which is nice. And it actually sort of brims out just a little bit. Not a ton, but just a little bit, which is nice. So overall, a great design, and the hood itself, fantastic. As we roll this over, getting to the back side, pretty straightforward. You can see the general construction made of a couple of different panels of fabric. So coming down off of the shoulders, the panels of fabric all coming together. And what Helikon Tex does quite often is really put a seam in the side panel. So it gives it a little bit of extra stretch, gives it a little bit of extra room. And most of their garments are kind of made this way, where you end up with a separate side panel kind of underneath your arm and under your armpits from the back and the front of the garment. That really does aid in overall fit and comfort. They do this very well. Unzipping the main zipper all the way open, taking a look at the construction on the inside. Again, I've already talked about all that fleece lining. I've also talked about all of the mesh. So tons and tons of mesh. This is the inside of that exterior pocket. Here you can see you actually do have internal sort of breast pockets. Now there's no enclosure, which leaves it a little bit lacking. It would be nice if there was a simple zipper here, but not a big deal. This does translate all the way through up into the shoulders, ultimately, where you end up with the sort of shoulder ventilation, which is right here. So very simple, but at the same time, just doing a nice job where everything breathes. Having that mesh kind of holds some of the fleece off of your body and just buys a little bit of space for that air movement, which does work out very well. So generally speaking, the construction here, beautiful on this covert tactical hoodie. Again, this is the full zip design. Really cool. And again, just going back to my point, this really does strike the balance between having gear that has, different features and function and overall just design elements, and things that are simple and classy enough that you can get away with it in the office or as everyday wear. And as you see me wearing this here, again, I'm 6'1", about 175 pounds at the time of this video. This is the US size large. So generally speaking, the sleeve length, pretty good, seems to fit pretty well on my body. But as I mentioned, I did make note of the fact that I think in terms of the actual body, I might be able to get away with a size medium, but I definitely struggle with the size and length of arms on different garments. So it made me a little bit nervous, and I did want to be careful, so I opted for the US size large. So as you take a look at the overall cut, fitting me very well, very comfortable, and overall a great design from Helikon Tex. And so again, this is the covert tactical hoodie full zip from Helikon Tex. And so next, this is the Urban Tactical Hoodie Light Kangaroo. Now, keep in mind that there are a few different versions of this hoodie. So again, this is the Urban Tactical Hoodie Light Kangaroo. There's also the Urban Tactical Hoodie Light Full Zip, and then they have their standard Urban Tactical Hoodie Full Zip. So this one here I did like because, well, for the most part, I was looking for a pullover design. And so I was looking at the covert tactical hoodie as a full zip and figured for this review, it'd be nice to get one that's a full zip and then another that's a pullover. So that's kind of the idea here. Now, again, this is the Urban Tactical Hoodie Light. This is actually a cotton blend. So this does feel a little more like your traditional sweatshirt. Has that sort of typical, weekend sweatshirt feel, which is nice on the inside. Beautiful fleece, very soft to the touch, feeling really, really good. Again, even though this is just simply a hoodie, you will notice that there are a bunch of different features. This one here, again, for me is a size large, and this is in the color green. Now, Helikon Tex has a ton of different green colors in their lineup. So depending on which product you're looking at, the green will vary. This one here is literally called green. It's somewhere between a forest green and like an olive type of green. So it is a nice color. I do generally like this very much, and it works well for my typical style at this point. As you look at the front, very straightforward, very simple. Your hood ends up with these little pulls here if you want to kind of cinch things up. So that's very simple, nice simple drawstrings. You end up with a little bit of mesh in the hood. And this has the same construction I was talking about, where you have that 3-panel design, and it does fit very nicely and gives you pretty good balance between coverage and yet the ability to see out of the peripheral vision. As we work down the front here, this is where you'll see the kangaroo pouch. So inside here, this is a YKK zipper across the front. Very simple, very straightforward. And inside here, again, just all mesh. This entire thing is mesh to help it to vent. And as I get my hands on the inside here, you can see right there, this entire thing will just breathe. And that is awesome. And then keep in mind, across the front, your standard kangaroo pouch to keep your hands warm, which is fleece lined and very nice. So an awesome combination. I love how this was done. This is the only sweatshirt I have with a feature like that. So you can drop your wallet, drop your keys, put your phone, zip it in the pocket, yet at the same time, even if it's cold out, I don't care what anybody says, you definitely need to get rid of that body moisture. This works extremely well. Looking at the bottom in the corner here, nice little Helikon patch. That's like your PVC morale style, which is nice, sewn on well, and I like that. Moving over towards the arms. Now remember what I said about the paneled construction. Underside here, you can see that's got a nice little stretch, nice little give. but that's the underarm where they sew in the additional panel between the front and the back. That works out nicely for shape and to make sure that everything just fits your body well. On the shoulder sleeves, you'll notice nice large Velcro morale fields. I have definitely taken advantage of these. So on both sleeves, and on both sleeves, again, another YKK zipper, very small, but as you get into here, more mesh. Again, body regulation, body temperature regulation, moisture regulation, fantastic. So that works out very well, where it definitely helps to ventilate extremely well. Again, Helikon Tex does a nice job with that. It's one of my favorite features on Helikon Tex gear. As we roll around to the back side, very simple, not a lot to it, pretty straightforward. Sort of your standard elastic cuffs on the bottom of the sweatshirt and then also on the sleeves. These are a touch snug, which is not a bad thing. I actually like that. Helps keep the sleeves perfectly in place. Because this is a pullover, there's not a lot to say on the inside. Taking a quick look at the construction on the inside, again, just fully loaded with fleece, and then you can see the areas with that mesh attached. So pretty straightforward, no additional features really worth talking about on the inside of the sweatshirt. Now, one thing I can tell you for sure, even though they call this the light version, this is not very light. It is warm. This definitely keeps me warm. That was the first impression I had the very first time I put this on. I was like, wow, this is warm. So the fact that it does vent is crucial. Now, I've worn this in a number of scenarios. I do greatly enjoy it. It's worked out extremely well. But as you look at the fit on my body, again, pretty nice for the most part. It fits me fairly well. Doesn't have a ton in the way of extra fabric. Seems to be about the right cut. The only place where I do struggle and tend to struggle just in general with garments across the board, not just with Helikon Tex, but it's in the length of the sleeves. My arms tend to be a little bit longer in proportion to the rest of my body size. So depending on the type of garment and depending on how it's cut, that can vary. And in this case, I definitely feel like this is the right size for me. It's just the sleeves are on the edge of being a little bit short. But generally speaking, very nice. I greatly enjoy this hoodie. And so again, this is the Urban Tactical Hoodie Light with the kangaroo pocket. And so all in all, very nice gear from Helikon Tex. I love their gear. I love their outerwear. Everything about it just works well for me. I can definitely highly recommend it. So if you haven't really got your hands on any Helikon Tex gear, I would say a great place to start would be with one of their hoodies. Doesn't matter if it's the Rogue hoodie, the Range hoodie, any of their Urban Tactical line. These products are fantastic. So just take a look at the details, try to think about what materials you want. They all vary, but they all have one thing in common, and that's the high quality design, and even more, the manufacturing, the different sort of pieces that go into them. So all the hardware and all the different thoughts and components, it just works very well. So to the people at Helikon Tex, very nicely done. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more on my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, flashlights, backpacks, and even more Helikon Tex gear, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.